Hi everyone, in this particular video we will be looking into installation of Kubernetes in a single virtual machine. So basically what we will be doing is we will be creating a single node cluster, and we will be following official documentation of installation of Kubernetes using kubeadm. Also this will be the first video for certified Kubernetes administrator if you are preparing for that examination. Um, So this will be your first step of deploying your own Kubernetes cluster. Um, so you can use any Linux based distribution. I am using Kali Linux. You can install it on Ubuntu or Debian or any other. But I have tried and tested on Ubuntu as well as Kali Linux, so it works fine on these. So first thing is you need to open your terminal, and I have logged into Kali Linux using root user. So if you are not logged in as root user, you can run sudo -i, so you will get a root shell if you are not logged in as root user by default. Um, Also, I can show you my kernel version. So I'm running kernel 6.12.25. Um, so let's start. First step is to enable some kernel modules, and I will be sharing you all the commands which are required. These are all the commands which we will be running one by one. So it is better if I open this side by side. So first command is mode probe overlay and mode probe br_net filter. So these two are kernel modules. First one is used for mounting. Uh, I'm not exactly sure for what exact reason, but we need to enable these two kernel modules um, before Kubernetes installation. So first you run mode probe overlay, and then mode probe br_net filter. Then to make this configuration persistent for reboots, we will be creating a new file under etc directory, and within etc directory we should be creating a config file under modules -load.d directory. So K8's config file will be created with these two kernel modules. So what will happen is whenever the virtual machine gets rebooted or started again after power off, after shutdown, so these two kernel modules will be automatically loaded into the kernel. You can check this file if you want to. Next is we will be enabling IPv6 and IPv4 uh, packet forwarding. Then we will be updating the package repository apt, and then we are installing these packages apt transport https and ca certificates. So these are from documentation itself. If you go down, you can see this command here, so it is exactly same. Then we need to install containerd. So containerd comes by default with Docker, so you don't need to install specifically containerd. If you install Docker, so it will be installed with the Docker. So you can see containerd is one of the dependency of docker.io. After installing containerd and Docker, um, you need to create a configuration file for containerd, and by default this directory does not exist. So we are first creating this directory under etc folder, um, and then we are generating a default containerd configuration file, and then we will be making changes into this file. So that is what this command is doing. So a default configuration file is stored in this location, etc/containerd/config.toml. Next is we need to enable systemd C group setting in the configuration file. If I show you this in GR, it is not there. Sublime is there. Okay, copy paste. So inside this, if you search for systemd C group, so it is false right now in the default configuration. We need to enable this. So if I run this command, so it will get enabled. So you see it changed to true. Then restart the system, sorry, containerd, because we have made configuration changes to containerd, so we need to restart it. Then one thing is missing here. So you need to make sure swap is disabled on your system. For checking that, you can use swap of A. So this will disable swap. So swap is basically used for systems in which there is less RAM or memory. So what system does is it systems take some space from the disk and use it as RAM if required. So you can check if swap is disabled on your system in the fstab file as well. If you do not see any line containing swap, that means swap is disabled. And if you see right now, I don't have any line which is containing swap, so there is no swap configured on my virtual machine. By the way, CD-ROM is there. You don't need that. Um, if it is there for you as well, you can go to removable devices, maybe setting. It is not there. I'm not sure why it is showing, but okay, ignore that. You need to make sure just swap is not there. If it is not there, it is fine. um, Next is we need to update our sources to include Kubernetes, and that is the command from official documentation. This is the command. Then is we need to run this. Again, this is the command from official documentation, this one. Then we need to do apt-get update once again. And then we will be installing kubeadm, kubectl and kubelet. So three different programs. Now this is optional step, but it is better if you do it. So what we are doing here is we are holding the versions of kubelet, kubeadm and kubectl. So what that means is if you run apt upgrade, so these three will not be upgraded uh, till it is on hold. So we are setting these three on hold so that it uh, Kubernetes does not get upgraded on its own if we run apt upgrade on the system. Um, so far so good. Next thing is we need to restart the system. So you can run kubectl now. Kubectl get pods minus ns all. Oh, sorry. I didn't install Kubernetes yet. Um, so next is we need to install Kubernetes. So for installing Kubernetes, this is the command kubeadm init. Run this. And this command you will find in this part, creating a cluster with kubeadm. You can read these things, but if you are doing the default steps, it should be fine. So after running kubeadm init, you will be getting a command to configure your kube config file. So this is required to make requests to the API server. So kubectl will be using this configuration file basically. So copy these command. So what is happening is a new folder .cube is generated in the default directory, uh, default home directory of the current user. Then a configuration file from this location is getting copied here in config file, and then just setting permissions, relevant permissions for that file. And you can check this file. Oh, so it contains some base64 encoded data. Looks like it is a public key and private key, something like that. And you can see the API server endpoint, and our current user is Kubernetes admin. So this will be your administrator user in Kubernetes. Okay, now we can run kubectl get pods minus ns all minus 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 n. No resources. So but we are not getting error, so that means uh, our installation is successful. So yeah, this is the command. I don't remember commands. Get pods in all the namespaces. Um, you can see core DNS is not running. So for making sure this will run as well, we need to install Calico. So Calico will allow um, networking within the pods. So you can see container network interface, CNI based pod add-on is required so that pods can communicate with each other. Core DNS or cluster DNS will not start up before a network is installed. So we need to install a CNI. So for that we will be installing Calico. That is very easy to install. So command for that is this. You can also go to Calico quick start guide, and you will find this command here, kubectl create, and this. So you can see here version of Calico is 30.2, and in my command it is 30.1. So use latest one. So let me copy this instead. This is the command, sorry. Copy and paste. The only difference is the version. So it is 30.1 and here it is 30.2. Copy this whole command and paste here. Oh, so one thing we need to change for Kali Linux, if you are following like exactly same as me. So inside this file, um, if I download this, Calico, we need to change CNI bin directory from opt/CNI bin to this. Yes, here on line 10,121 somewhere. So currently it is opt/CNI/bin. We need to change this to user/lib/CNI. Remove this, paste this, save, and run this apply once again. /calico. Give it a minute or two. You can do watch -n1 inside this, run this command. So this command will run after intervals of 1 second. So now you can see everything is running fine. This is pretty much it. Installation of Kubernetes in a single node cluster. Um, Still you will not be able to deploy things because this is a master node. Master node is restricted to run application pods. We'll see that in maybe upcoming videos. But this is how you install Kubernetes in single node cluster. Thank you for watching.